The following program is an opinion program. The opinions expressed by the hosts and guests of this program are not the opinions of the management, staff, and advertisers of this station. Please direct all criticism, concern, and adulation to the hosts of this program.
Welcome to Alabama Politics This Week. I am Dale Jackson. I'm a radio talk show. You can hear my show from 5 to 9 a.m. on WVNN in Huntsville, all over the great state of Alabama on various streaming apps. And you can find me at the Dale Jackson on social media and YellowHammerNews.com. Mecca Musick, and she is here as well, CEO of 256today.com. Smart news for smart people. We got a smart show for you today. Lots of topics. I'm not going to say great topics because some of them aren't so great. James Lomax will be with us. He's a state representative running for re-election in District 20. He wants to be my mom's representative again. So we'll talk to him about that. And I've got a parting shot. I'm going to aim at Jimmy Kimmel and all the people who are clutching pearls over that, including Donald Trump. So stay tuned for that. Right now, though, let's go ahead and get to the 2-minute warning. You know, Mecca, I didn't know which one of these to put first. Someone trying to kill the president or redistricting. You know, I just didn't know which one was more important at this point. But they missed, so I guess it's redistricting is the way we're going to do this. Mecca, you were right about this. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. I just have to continue saying it. And for the first time ever, you were right. And it must feel good for you to hear.
It feels so good, and you're just going to have to keep saying it forever.
This is
ever
really
and
interesting
ever.
stuff.
Yes.
You know, over the last couple of days, I've been talking to legislators in Tennessee because I do a talk radio show up there. I've been talking to legislators in Alabama as well. Tennessee looks like they're getting ready to try to go into Memphis and do the Virginia thing where you put 4 fingers in and you try to figure out how to draw them out. And it looks like Alabama is taking the, well, hold on, we can't really do anything because of the way this whole ruling came down, because it doesn't necessarily specifically touch Alabama, but it could down the line. And there's a lot of questions of, do we poke the bear and make a ruling happen, or do we wait for the pieces to all fall into place?
Well, if you remember, Alabama's case was before the Louisiana case, and they ruled against it. They ruled against the state.
Using the Voting Rights Act, Part 2.
Exactly. This was only, 2 or 3 years ago. And so it's interesting that it shifted that much in that time frame. But again, that case is we still have that case.
If this case would have been decided first, the Alabama situation never would have happened. And also that would mean that coming 2030, Shamari Figures and Terry Sewell would still have their jobs, which I don't think they're going to. And you know what, just about those two real quick, can you believe they're taking money from an organization that has been indicted for giving money to the Klan?
What?
I can't believe it. That's what
I'm sorry.
Southern Poverty Law Center was indicted for giving money to the Klan, and both of them sought that endorsement. Outrageous of those two to do that. But it's ridiculous. Okay, so real quick here.
Yes.
Florida's going to redistrict.
Yes.
It looks like Mississippi's going to redistrict.
Yes.
Tennessee's going to try to redistrict. I think South Carolina, possibly North Carolina. A bunch of different states are going to do it. Could it be possible that Alabama actually do try to redistrict? The pressure's coming.
Oh, absolutely. No. It's Alabama next, yes, but when?
Yeah, when is
just
next?
Based on how everything is played out.
Louisiana kicked their primaries, or going to kick their primaries back, and their primaries 3 days before Alabama's primary. So, okay, we'll have to pay attention to that. Okay, so I went on vacation this week, and every time that I do that, something crazy happens, like someone tries to kill the president. And that is exactly what happened. And, you know, there are 2 responses from our friends on the left. It's staged, or why did he miss? Those seem to be the only 2 real reactions that we're getting from our friends on the left. And I got to tell you something. Please stop trying to kill the president. Okay, can we just knock this off? This is a terrible precedent that continues to get set over and over and over again. And eventually someone is going to succeed. This is not going to be the last attempt on Donald Trump's life. This is not. This is going to be for the rest of his life. There's going to be people trying to kill him. And it is, they have demonized him so much. And look, you can say Donald Trump uses coarse language. Donald Trump says things he shouldn't say. All this other stuff. They have painted him as a uniquely evil human being. and all the people around him as well, Hitler-esque, all these other things, and that is what's happening here. And you can show me all the polling that shows, oh no, the right's more violent, blah, 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 blah. Look, I'm sorry, I'm just going to ask you, show me your work as opposed to some random crowd and a bunch of people trying to kill the President of the United States.
Well, and you just mentioned that we talked about redistricting first. Mm-hmm. It's nearly like this is, even said this is going to happen again. It's really like, well, this is just it now. This is what happens now. It is wild to me that political violence, an actual presidential assassination attempt is just, just news of the day, I guess.
And what bothers me is like how the media is covering this a little bit. Is they're like, oh, well, there were threats against Barack Obama. It's like, look, you've really got it. Look, you cannot both sides of this thing. That is the problem here. He got shot in the ear. They tried to kill him on a golf course. They tried to kill him at the correspondence dinner. They tried to.
This is another level. The hip reach.
It's completely. You cannot pretend that the outrage directed towards those two individuals are even near the same. It's not, and I'll get into that a little bit later as well.
Because, I can't wait.
Yeah, because it's going to be very interesting. All right, let's talk about straw polls here for a second. I hate them. Let me just say that. You can have a straw poll of the Coffee County Republican women under the age of 65, which are probably like 3 of them. But the fact of the matter is you could have that, and then you could tell me, oh, this person's winning and that person's winning. Here's what we found from recent polls. I think it was Jefferson County.
It was. And listen, yes, okay, straw polls are kind of silly, but they're so much fun.
Well, we can talk about actual polls too.
Yes.
So that's what I'm going to do here. Jared Hudson.
Wow.
Yeah, he did real good in a straw poll because he's good in person. He talked to very few people and get in
We've
there.
had him on the show,
he's great.
and I think we both walked away very impressed.
It's great. Look at the regular polling. You've got a runoff right now between Marshall and Moore, which I think is probably going to be it. And because of Hudson, I think he's sort of the spoiler there, not for himself, but he's going to force the runoff. That's what I think. In the other race, it's getting a lot of attention. Lieutenant governor's race, it's kind of the same thing. Wes Allen, we talked with him last week.
Yes.
Getting lots of PAC money. He's going to be able to spend that stuff. Wall is making a bunch of money from like the Trump diehards and stuff like that. The Trump endorsement. Wall's up in that poll. I don't see how that actually goes to like.
You don't think that's going to be a runoff?
No.
I think you might be forgetting.
The Rick Pate
I think you might be forgetting about Rick Pate.
No, I'm not forgetting about him. I'm not forgetting about him. I know he exists.
I talked to a lot of people, and he actually has. They're not the loud supporters, but he has a lot of them.
So he plays sort of the Jared Hudson role here, and pushes.
I think
it into
so.
a runoff. Yeah.
I really think so.
That Trump endorsement. I'm sorry. There's a reason why every person tries to figure out a way to say, no, I'm with Trump. And no, I'm with Trump. And it's like, okay. And so you have all this. And again, I don't like that it works, but I acknowledge that it works. And these straw polls are interesting. You want to go out and rack up as many of those as possible so you can get the Yellowhammer News headlines and things,
exactly.
and things like that.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's about headlines.
You want to look at a winner. That's what it is.
But also,
I know all about that.
You forgot about the AG's race. Pamela Casey came into a very close second to Mitchell in the straw poll, which is silly, and we know, but they're still fun.
I didn't forget about that. That one's already over. Okay, no, that one's probably going to a runoff too.
Yeah.
I think so as well. All right, let's talk a little bit about gambling. Everything gambling touches, it corrupts. Okay, I'm sorry. This is just basically what I've seen. And it is amazing to me. If you are in the gambling interest, listen, you've already won, okay? All we are waiting for is an opportunity for the legislators to get down there and do what you want them to do. Shut up. Stop doing anything. Because stuff like this looks really bad. The sheriff of Coleman County is going to take money from a place that appears to have illegal gambling interest inside their gas station? Why? I mean, good Lord, this is Alabama. Funnel the money some other way. I mean, just do something else with it. It's crazy to me. I cannot believe this.
It didn't make a lot of sense.
It's like, hey, we're openly corrupt. And it's like, so why are you telling me this? I already believe that. And it's like, you don't have.
But would this lead you to believe, like, okay, well, we need a comprehensive gaming solution. We need the.
It would be hilarious if the gamblers are like, let's look as corrupt as possible. So they'll be like, we've got to do something about this. Look, the thing
You're not wrong.
Catherine Robertson.
Oh yes, and that's exactly.
She's got the right plan here to say we need more strict laws. We need all this other stuff, all these other things. which is just code for pass something and then criminalize anything that's not part of the agreement.
Well, it sounds more like your argument, though. You still just get bulldozers, go knock them all down and things like that. And that sounds.
Tell me where that gas station is. I'll ride through with the bulldozer.
Not you personally.
I would love
that.
No,
I know you would. But no, that sounds like it's right in line with what you've been saying for years.
But it's also okay. But that argument is legalize it and then criminalize it. Legalize it and then criminalize.
But isn't it already illegal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And you have all these arguments. The sheriff of Coleman County is like, I just don't know if it's illegal or not. Bull crap! It's like, what are you even trying to say that for?
I'm looking forward to talking to Representative Lomax about upcoming plans to tackle.
Again, I'm a realist here. I don't want more gambling in the state, but I know more gambling in the state is coming. We know it. It could be a special election after the election. It could be a special election during the next session. It's coming.
Special session?
They've won. Okay? The gambling interests have put a lot of money into these campaigns, and I don't think it's because they're buying them or doing any of this other stuff. They are reinforcing the dam. That is all they are doing. They all know, we all know it's coming in some way, shape, or form. And it's just like, why don't we take a couple plays off, guys? I mean, put in the scrubs, okay? We don't need to try to run up the score here. But we got a lot to get into. We'll talk about some of this with James Lomax when he comes on. He's running for state representative. We'll get him on here next on Alabama Politics This Week.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Sector anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. My friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom, Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
Is your garage door unreliable? Is it making weird noises? It may be trying to tell you something. At Elite Door Service, we speak garage door. Simply give us a call or scan this QR code. We'll come out for free and take a look and a listen and give you trustworthy guidance. We can fix it, set you up with a new one, or let you know if we should all run for cover. Elite Door Service LLC, serving all of North Alabama.
Scout Pest Control is locally owned and operated. We offer superb customer service and can even clean up after pests. When you think pest control, think Scout. Call us at 256-216-1088 or visit scoutpestcontrol.com.
Have your car insurance rates skyrocketed? We can help and do free research and find the best rates and discounts to lower your car insurance. There are tons of ways to lower your car insurance, and we know how to find them. And right now is the best time to find every savings possible to help you lower your payment. It's so easy to switch your insurance to a newer plan with a lower rate with one fast phone call. We shop the top-rated companies for you and get the best rates and discounts, saving you money. Plus, did you know you can bundle your homeowner's insurance with your car and save even more? And that's just one of the many discounts available. Call right now. The call is free, our help is free, the savings and discounts are real and yours. Compare dozens of top car insurance deals and more with one free, no-pressure call.
Call 855-680-3016. That's 855-680-3016. Again, 855-680-3016. Call now.
Listen, if we even think you owe us money, you won't know what hit you. We'll put liens on everything you own. Raid your bank accounts, retirement fund, pension. You'll open up your paycheck and cry because we'll already have the money. We'll haul you into federal court and you might even go to jail. Hey, it's our job.
Don't fight the IRS alone. The Tax Doctor is here to help you negotiate your tax bill and reduce your stress. Our experts will fight for you using IRS guidelines to stop any IRS actions like bank levies or wage garnishments. Plus, eliminate penalties and interest and reduce your past tax bill so you pay the IRS less. Help is here to deal with the IRS to reduce your stress. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, do not call the IRS alone. Call a tax doctor now for a tax emergency analysis.
I'd have my mom call the number on the screen. You come see me alone. We'll work it out. Really, we will.
Welcome back to Alabama Politics This Week. I am Dale Jackson. With me, as always, Mecca Musick.
And this week we have State Representative James Lomax, who is running for re-election. And we're so happy you could be here today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Now, we left off with title. You're also Majority Whip. Tell me, how does that benefit the people of Alabama?
Sure. No, so the House Majority Whip, it's not like an Indiana Jones type thing where I walk around with a whip, although that'd be kind of fun. But no, you essentially operate as the go-between between our general membership and our leadership. You know, what's important? What issues do we need to be working on? You know, I was in the room when we were talking about closed primaries before that bill got rolled out, for instance. But one of the things we do is we count votes on contentious votes and make sure that we're going to be able to get them passed, or if we need to work on that, or if we need to table the bill to work on it further. So one of the instances was the Bose Law, the dog chaining bill that came up before the legislature a few weeks ago. We had to count the votes on that. So,
let me ask you this. Here's a contentious bill. We were talking about it before, gambling. It's my assertion. Tell me if I'm wrong here, Representative Lomax. The votes are there for gambling. They're quibbling about what exactly it looks like, as always. But the general consensus seems to be, and you tell me if I'm wrong, some form of gambling is going to get out of both chambers. And this time soon.
Are you talking about next session or a special session?
After this election.
Okay.
Yeah. Whether it's in a special session or a special session during the next session. Is all that, you agree with all of that?
Well, I think what's important to me is making sure that the people have a right to vote on that issue. I think we need to put it behind us one way or the other. And I think that's probably the general consensus you're getting to. It takes the oxygen out of the room every single election cycle, every single legislative session when people even rumble about it. And we can't talk about the more important issues like affordability and strong education.
Which I think points to a special session of some kind. That's what I would think. Whether it's during the session or before the session, maybe with the same members you have now. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe that depends on how these elections go.
Yeah, hard to tell. I mean, yeah. I don't know which way the wind's blowing on that, but okay. I can tell you I think there is a desire for the people of Alabama to have a right to vote on this.
Speaking of the elections and current races, your race and House District 20 has gained statewide attention. You're
Not
running
because of me, by the way.
It's the most contentious race.
It's
the most contentious race in the whole state. Do you agree with that?
Well, I think I'm running against an opponent who has been the most contentious campaigner in every campaign he's participated in. I mean, you can go back. He's given me the Katie Britt treatment where he said she had no honor, no integrity, and she was bought and paid for by special interests. It's the same campaign over and over again. I think the people are going to be sick and tired of it on May 19th.
You have talked about, there's been these raising taxes, Barb's, going back and forth. And this has been one of the most contentious parts of the conversation coming up. Talk about that with us for a minute.
What about it? The votes he took?
Yes.
Or, I guess, no, I mean, you know, that's the thing, is that, you know, we both have records. That's what makes this a unique race. We both have Alabama legislative experience. So people get to take our records and look at them side by side. Now, I'm not saying Mo Brooks never voted against a tax hike. I think he voted against quite a few of them. But he did also vote for tax hikes in certain situations. I provided bill numbers, House Journal records, the dates of the votes. We have all that. Now, he can argue they're being mischaracterized, and that's fine. But you can't argue that you didn't participate.
Well, you mentioned it was a lot like the Katie Britt. This race is a lot like that race. It is. I mean, you have a lot of outside money coming in, and Mo is getting absolutely drilled with that. And he's getting drilled with, like, as you said, and as I've told him and I've said on the radio, there's probably some nugget in there that makes these things true, or at least legally permissible. But this is, I think, I'm gonna tell you what I believe on this. People say they don't like this kind of campaigning, but this kind of campaigning is effective. Do you agree with that? I mean, I'm sure people are talking to you about it.
Well, I think it's one of those things you have to make sure that your voice is heard. You know, I mean, you can't rely nowadays. You know, I grew up, my dad worked at the newspaper. it used to deliver twice a day, and the newspaper had large editorial teams that would review everything going on. Now it's almost incumbent on the candidates to explain the records, both their record and their opposition's record. I think that's unfortunate. I wish we could go back to a better day, but that's just not the case today. So I do think people need to know all the facts.
I mean, you have problems with things he's saying. He has problems with things you're saying. And I think the problem that people have is they look at all this and goes, what's true?
Right.
And as someone who's covered this for a long time, my guess is there's little nuggets everywhere. Right. And it's not as simple as Mo Brooks raises taxes or James Lomax lows.
Does it come down to a likability issue?
Well, I think it comes down to a lot of different things. I mean, James can tell you this, or Representative Lomax can tell you this. It comes down to the amount of money being spent. It comes down to personal record, how people know you already.
Name recognition.
All this other stuff, name recognition. There's all these different things that's in here. I mean, do you agree with that?
I agree with that fully. I mean, I think those are the things modern politics has decided upon. That's why it's been important to us to meet people at their door, spend a lot of time getting to know voters one-on-one and hearing what's important to them and be able to talk about that.
Well, talk to me about meeting these voters. Sometimes when you go talk to these people, they don't know who their representatives.
Sure.
They don't know what is the reaction you're getting when you're going out there and meeting voters?
Well, there's an appreciativeness, and many remember me coming back, 4 years ago. And there's also a lot of encouragement in it, right? I mean, I'm going against a very highly known commodity, but they also say, hey, you've done a very good job for us the past 4 years. We're very pleased with what you've done. We don't know why this is occurring. So they're very pleased with the job that's been done, and I think that'll be reflected in the election.
Well, this race is going to continue up until Election Day, and it's going to be an expensive one, and it's for a state house seat, and it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild that it's been so big. Let's talk about another part of your job, redistricting. There's some conversation about potentially calling you all back and doing something. Kay Ivey's come out and said, Steve Marshall's came out and said, I hate to say it that way, but that's essentially what they're saying. Right. Tennessee, Donald Trump put a lot of pressure on Tennessee. They've come around, and apparently Bill Lee in Tennessee is going to try to redraw that Memphis district where it's literally in the corner of the state, and redrawing is going to be very hard. There's a bunch of different factors at play here. What are you hearing?
Well, I'm hearing that there is a desire to do something, and I guess there is some thought that we are already in a court case, and they want to use the Louisiana court decision as a piece of our evidence to try to reverse some of that. I think we need to get in there and do something now. I mean, one of the things that you look at, people say that we were so egregious with. I mean, there's 9 states in the country that they don't have a single Republican member of Congress. We're a supermajority Republican state. There's no reason that we shouldn't have all of our seats be Republican as well. So now that we have a little bit of an opening, I think we need to kick the door down.
So you want to be back in doing something about this now.
Sure.
What are your fellow members of the legislature saying? Forget about leadership for a second. I know you're part of that, but what about the rank and file?
There's a desire to do something.
Okay. Do you think that's what's going to happen?
I mean, hard to tell. I mean, I read the same thing this morning that you read from the Attorney General. I think he does a good job of examining all this and what's our best path forward. Maybe that can accelerate through that timeline and work through the current court case that we have.
I mean, the simple thing to say is this: we dare defend our rights, and we have no problem fighting the federal government. So why not fight them again? I mean, that's
you're doing it one way or the other.
Yeah, right? That's my perspective, but I don't have to go down there, nor do I have to defend it. So it's easy to take that position. James Lomax, state representative, running for re-election. We appreciate him being on the program. Thank you very much for being here today. Well, I'll be right back with a party shot. Mecca's on her way out, so stay tuned. It's Alabama Politics This Week.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. My friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
Is your garage door unreliable? Is it making weird noises? It may be trying to tell you something. At Elite Door Service, we speak garage door. Simply give us a call or scan this QR code. We'll come out for free and take a look and a listen and give you trustworthy guidance. We can fix it, set you up with a new one, or let you know if we should all run for cover. Elite Door Service LLC, serving all of North Alabama.
Scout Pest Control is your one-stop shop for pest control. We do it all, from rodents to mosquitoes, termites to bedbugs. We offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all our services. When you think pest control, think Scout. ScoutPestControl.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month. Level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
Call 866-533-1500. That's 866-533-1500. Call 866-533-1500.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Sector anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
Welcome back to Alabama Politics this week. I am Dale Jackson. We got a parting shot for you here in just a second. Before I give that to you, go on over to yellowhammernews.com. Sign up for my email blast, the 7 things you should be talking about today. Every single day, Monday through Friday, you'll get an email from me. Right now, though, let's go ahead and get to my parting shot. My parting shot this week is directed at Jimmy Kimmel, Donald Trump, Brendan Carr, and anyone else involved in yet another Jimmy Kimmel scandal. Now, Melania Trump can say whatever she wants. Her husband, yes, it was an assassination joke. You can say whatever you want about it. He knows exactly what he was doing. Jimmy Kimmel knows that. I'm just going to say this. You can pretend all you want that this is like some sort of attack on free speech by the Trump administration. But just ask yourself the following question. We'll come back to Trump in a second. If a late-night comedian made this joke about Barack Obama, would he have been fired? There's plenty of evidence that he would have. There's a rodeo clown that never worked again after wearing an Obama mask. There was a joke made about Melania Trump, and that got somebody fired. All sorts of stuff. That was completely off limits, and everyone knew it. So let's stop pretending that this is like, oh, no, it's a joke is a joke. It wouldn't be handled the same way if the shoe was on the other foot. Also, Donald Trump, Brendan Carr, you guys are government officials. You have no business being involved in this at all, threatening licenses and all this other stuff. Totally inappropriate. If the mob wants to come for Jimmy Kimmel, that's fine. If people want to criticize, that's fine. If ABC wants to make that decision on their own, that is fine. But using the power of government to go after him, that is not fine, because it ain't no fun when the rabbit's got the gun. Now, you might say in this instance, the rabbit's got the gun. They used the power of government to go after people in the past, and they did. And this is the reaction to it. But we are getting into a cycle that never stops. And I'm going to say the same thing here. It's inappropriate for the president, Brendan Carr, to be doing this at the FCC. Thank you very much for watching and listening to Alabama Politics this week. We will talk to you next week.